You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. Goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful.
Holla at us next week, man.
No doubt, man, and definitely shout out to the family, liberationmindedmedia.net. That is Black Eye Stand, Do the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. Oh, and don't forget to share the show, man. If you check it out today, or if you check it out next week, or if you check it out in 1,000 years, and if you are that motherfucker that digs us up in 1,000 years, you are the most phenomenal individual to ever walk the galaxy for digging up this greatness and still share our shit, man. Shout out to you. Don't forget to check out the websites, emeraldshell.com, designsbymonet.com, and myskinismysin.net.
Tyrone West death at the hands of police that preceded Freddie Gray. He wasn't the first. He sadly won't be the last. But on the heels of his death, his family did something that I've never seen before. They came together with a consistent, tenacious, in-your-face style confrontation to the police department, the police chief, and leaders of the city. Honestly, the case of Tyrone West is almost a case study in everything that is wrong, from the lack of transparency, the lack of any kind of decent treatment or compassion toward the families, the beginning of the narrative of, well, he had a criminal record, so as if that justifies his being killed after a traffic stop. All of the things that happened with the Tyrone West case are an example of everything that's wrong. The fact that the family says that to this day they haven't received a full and complete autopsy, including all the pictures and everything.
We had to, of course, try to search for answers. Nobody would talk to us when he was brutally murdered that Thursday. But then turned around that first Wednesday, we're like, we're going to do a protest. We're not going to just be wearing T-shirts and crying and hanging teddy bears on a pole. That's not good enough, not for our loved one.
Get away with it. That's our family, the son family. A whole family's getting burned. You're not just murdering one person, you're murdering a whole damn family. It's legalized genocide. Legalized genocide. They get away with it. It's no different from slavery, when they were killing us and getting away with it. This is modern day slavery. And I know it's just free your mind like Harriet Tubman say, but how can you free your mind with so much corruption going on? How can one mind be free if I don't have the same freedom as anyone else?
Yeah. Trust God. Trust God. Trust God. I ain't really feeling the day. I'm in my feelings today. Gotta mash on them, gotta smash on them just to go get me some pay. Bust my ass on it, spend my last on it, everything slipping away. I get my earn up before I burn up whenever I'm feeling the flame. You niggas thinking this a game. I ain't playing with them, I ain't staying with them, I ain't friends with them, I ain't mans with them. I'm a cock and let the can hit them. Get the paper, that's the plan, nigga. I just hope you understand, nigga. We can get high, fuck hoes, how the fuck I can't make a band with you? To the Zozo say, I told your ass, I showed your ass, I exposed your ass. I'm in my spot, niggas can't take what I got. They can grab what I have, niggas can plot. That'll never make me stop. That's gonna put me on your ass, and I'ma come through in the worst way. And I'ma do you on your worst day. Niggas will come to your visual, but never come through on your birthday. People can't fuck with my spiritual, cause I be in tune with the earth say. And people be calling me lyrical, cause they be in tune with the wordplay. Now me and my nigga, we talk about paper. That paper, we talking about bodies. The bodies be popping up every time we get to talking. Now we get money inside of my youngin'. He coming, no talking. He hollering and chalking. We know that he known to get violent and put in that work. Right on the front of his shirt that say I'm about to catch me a body. Ain't what it seeming. I'm heavy, I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm popping, I'm rolling, I'm leaning. Heated, I'm steaming. War wounds still bleeding. I went to war with them demons. I really seen it. I wasn't watching on no zenith. I was out there on the semen. Victim was bleeding. Best friend caught him sleeping. Cold world up in Cleveland. I've been stabbed too many times to let my guards down. Yeah. So I put my trust in God now. It's gonna be the devil in your clique to bring your squad down. Yeah. So I put my trust in God now. I've been stabbed too many times in the back to let my guard down. Yeah. So I put my trust in God now. It's gonna be the devil in your clique to bring your squad down. Yeah. So I put my trust in God now. I ain't really feeling the day. I'm in my feelings today. Gotta mash on them, gotta smash on them just to go get me some pay. Bust my ass on it, spend my last on it, everything slipping away. I get my earned up before I burn up whenever I'm feeling the flame. Now me and my brother, we talk about paper, that paper, we talking about cheddar. That cheddar keep coming in every time we get to talking, so now we get money together. My youngin', he coming, he hungry, we know that he on it, we know that he down for whatever, he put in that work. Now when he go to the store, he gon' copy him 100 or better. Ain't what it seeming, he heavy, he smoking, he drinking, he popping, he rolling, he leaning, heated, he steaming, war wounds still bleeding. He went to war with them demons, he really seen it. He wasn't watching on no zenith, he was out there on the semen. Victim was bleeding, best friend called him sleeping. Cold world up in Cleveland. I been stabbed too many times to let my guards down. Yeah. So I put my trust in God now. It's gonna be the devil in your clique to bring your squad down. Yeah. So I put my trust in God now. Too many times, God down. Yeah. God down. Devil in your clique down. Yeah. God down.
What's good, fam? This is Jobs, and you are tuned in to my What's good, fam? This is Jobs, and you are tuned in to My Skin Is My Sin. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. Shout out to you. Shout out to your family. Shout out to life. You know, you woke up. We got another opportunity. Let's make it better. Damn. Shout out to you, Open Mind. Shout out to Sunray, man. And if you on Facebook, man, come on over to YouTube because we pretty much, for the most part, you know, the few people that do tune in, you know, we rock on YouTube a little bit more. But we got a really good one lined up for the night, man. And the Queen should be calling up. I told her to call up about 7:15. Shout out to you, Markel. What's going on, bruh? And y'all know, man, if you can't hear me, get some technical difficulties, any type of shit, let me know. And what I did with the Skype was I went on ahead and just said, fuck it. Let me purchase the ability to make outbound calls. And so I did that. So if you really need to ask a question or make a comment, inbox me your number. You can only do that really on Facebook or whatnot. Sorry, I know it's inconvenience for that part, you know. But yeah, definitely inbox me your number. And shout out to the Queen for checking this out too. Definitely humbled that we got the opportunity to talk to such greatness. Man, like, we've been doing this for a minute, man, and we've talked to a whole bunch of people. And I was talking to somebody today, and they was like, well, you know, how many followers you got or whatnot. Like, not many, you know. Just like to have good conversations with interesting people. And there's somebody with a significant following, by the way, you know, and they was pretty cool about it. But my point is that we don't often get the opportunity to build with greatness, just people in general, and we get that opportunity tonight. That is, man, I don't know if I can really put it into words, like just how fucking dope that is. And I will admit that we talk as adults, so sometimes our language can be not for everybody. But nothing is for everybody. You feel me? So, and shout out to Back Alley TV too, because I know I got some of your footage up there. I do believe. I'm not sure who did this picture. This picture that I got up is man, that's powerful right there. And shout out to your whole team, Tawanda. And let me see who this is right quick. My bad. Y'all know I can't multitask. You know, so when somebody texts me and I'm trying to text them back, it don't go so hot. So my bad for that one. These Eminem stands are irritating and many. Man, bro, you gotta let that go, man. Like it's to me personally, man. Like and I got 4 minutes. Carm Dub in the building, but I got 4 minutes to address that one statement, man. I fucks with Eminem. Nick Cannon bodied himself. He was the equivalent of self-check in basketball. I don't care whether you dislike the dude for what he has ever said or what he has ever done. He could be the worst motherfucker on the planet. When it comes to writing down some actual bars, if you give him some dope, he is one of the best MCs to ever grab a microphone. Once he got clean, he's trash. He is basically the white Nick Cannon at this point, and I'll keep saying that shit. But if somebody likes the man and think that he's dope, it don't mean that they're a stan. You know, it just might mean that they are just a fan of the guy's music. They wouldn't be the only person on the planet. You know what I'm saying? That's just a it's an attack. You know, it makes people defensive. And you shouldn't have to be defensive because you like a particular MC. Because there's some other people I think that are actually extremely trash that other people. My issue ain't the track, it's the resurfacing of his song. I mean, but the fact that you said resurfacing, like, it's nothing new, bro. Like, we've been knowing about that song for what, 20 years? You know, it's nothing new at all. You know, so, like, okay, yeah, Eminem hates black women and Eminem is trash. Currently, definitely Eminem is trash. Yeah, sure, Eminem hates black women. If that's how you feel, but when it comes to rapping and actually when you give him some weed and some liquor and some pills and a good beat, he's actually a good rapper. And if you are really into hip hop, that's just a fact. You know, is he the GOAT? No. And I'm not sure who this is, but no, not in hip hop. If you are a dope rapper, like, I'm not gonna sit up here black over male. I get what you're saying, but no, Baby from Cash Money is not better than Eminem. Period. There's a gazillion rappers that are not better than him. Like, I'm not gonna take that away from him. You know, as a former MC, I can't. You know, so hey, you know, I feel you. I'm not mad at you. There's a lot of people that feel that way, but it's kind of like basketball with me. Like, if you're a white dude that can ball, I'm like, you can ball. Period. Is it hypocritical to an extent? Yeah, because I'm not like that overall, but in certain areas, yeah. It's kind of, oh shit. What's good, fam? Oh, is this the Queen, Tawanda Jones, on the line? I'm all right. And hold on, let me make sure. Let me turn on the Skype so everybody can hear us. And I do have to welcome the Queen, Tawanda Jones, to My Skin Is My Sin. I had to do that appropriately so people could hear.
Okay.
How's life? How's your family?
Oh, we're still in the struggle. Thanks for asking. It's been rough. I ain't even gonna lie. It's definitely been rough, especially seeing what's going on in our city right now. It's been real rough.
Yeah. And by the way, my name is Jobs. And I'm sure Rome, my co-host, will be calling in at some point. But thank you. You know, that definitely appreciate you coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness. and just me personally, like I've been watching over the years. Like, what week is this?
This is week 333. Yep.
Wow. And for those people that are not familiar with who Tawanda Jones is, let them know what happened for me.
Okay. So basically, what had happened was, on July the 18th, 2013, something that started off as a beautiful day turned real quickly into a nightmare. Basically, my brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered by 11 to 15 Baltimore City police officers. And the reason why I don't have a clear, accurate number, because that tells you how their investigation was so sloppy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just disgusting. And so immediately when he was beat to death, like in broad daylight, wasn't doing anything wrong, I let him basically borrow my green Mercedes Benz at the time, thinking it was going to be like a safe haven, because at the time, it was little homicide rates were going up, and my brother enjoyed like going to work, and I'm like, he's not going to be at a bus stop or catching a cab. I'm like, and our schedules worked out perfectly, because he was able to take me to work and then use my car, go to work himself, and then he worked part-time, and then he would get off, pick me up, and our life was going great until these officers changed my whole entire family's life forever. Like, they brutally beat him, and the crazy part, the first two cops that were at the car are repeat violent offenders. Nicholas Davis Chapman and Officer Bernardo Ruiz. They like literally through advocating, like immediately my family knew something wasn't right. Like immediately we didn't get that call that someone don't want to hear about your loved one being murdered or injured or anything. We didn't get anything. And by the grace of God, me and my brother was so tight that literally at exactly 7 o'clock, which a half hour after he just left me and wanted to borrow my vehicle to go and pick a young lady up, long story short, I knew something wasn't right. God gave me that strong, bad, horrible, I guess you want to call it sister instinct, women instinct, or whatever, just knowing something wasn't right. And then I kept calling him to no avail, and finally I discovered that everything that I hoped wasn't true came in the middle of Kitway and Cowsway, and it just changed my life forever. So my family knew, and being as I come from, thank God, a close-knit family that always, no matter what, we stick together and have each other back. We were like, oh no, we were searching and chasing people down, searching for answers. They should have been contacting us. And so we started something called West Wings, and this is the venue, like I said, it talks about police brutality, and it's not only just about my brothers, about all the victims of police brutality and or murder, because it's not something that unfortunately that's happening in Baltimore. Unfortunately, it's a worldwide thing. I've been around the country visiting different cities, and I wouldn't wish this pain on anyone. And seeing mothers that have been in the movement for decades who lost their sons, daughters, and husbands, it's horrible to hear them. And as each year go by, I thought that I would be stronger, but it gets worse knowing that your loved one was stabbed in such a brutal way, a horrific way, and nobody's being held accountable. So that's why immediately we started that, and we won't stop. And my slogan that I made up was, won't stop, can't stop until killer cops are in cell blocks. And I don't say it because it sounds cute or it rhymes. I say it because I'm dead serious. Like, that's the energy. Like, I literally say that to myself every morning when I get up after I, say my prayers for my family and thanking God for letting me see another day and things of that nature and praying for protection. I literally say that after, like, I'm not going to stop until killer cops are in cell blocks. So that's pretty much it.
Wow. And my deepest condolences, Queen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I think my co-host on the line, Rome, is that you, bro?
Yeah. Peace. How everybody doing?
All right. So let me ask you this, Queen.
Sure.
What's the first memory you got of you and your brother?
So the first memory that I have of me and my brother, because my brother, and I have to send you his pictures. He was an artist ever since we were little. Even though he's my big brother and older than me, he always had something called an art club where he would set me down and all the my cousins and stuff like that, and we would always want to come to his art club, and it was held in our house. And and he would always ask us our name. We would have to tell him our name to be a part of the art club. And once you say your name, he would decide from that point if you would stay or if you were kicked out. And unfortunately, because I was a female, and he protected me so much, like he would always kick me out the club first. And I'm like, because he was like, you shouldn't be here. It's only boys. You kicked out the club. And I'm like, oh my God. So I just remember that's always the memory that I carry there with me is being kicked out of his art club. Yeah.
Hey, and fam, give us a few minutes before the calls, because I want to make sure that the Queen, definitely. That people know, like I say, I've been watching, and in the rain, the sleet, the snow, you out there, and you cannot do anything but respect that. And I hope and pray that my peoples would fight half as hard for me as you have fought for your brother. I'm so fucking proud of you, and thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then it's real hard because, and the saddest part, the way people like play stereotypes. So when you have ignorant folks that ride past, and for the most part, we get people that always like show support by blowing their horns and showing love. But then you'll have some ignorant fool that like, of course, it's a Caucasian person, a ride past, like, go get a freaking job. And I'm sitting up there saying, MF, because I don't use potty words that much. That's real pissed. But I'm like, I wish I didn't have a job and could dedicate my life. Like, I just got off work, tired as hell, and I'm out here on the corner, keeping it real for my brother, man, and not just him, but for all the victims of police brutality. So, yeah.
It was interesting, too. Like, in the intro, I played a clip. I'm not sure which one of your videos I got it from, but I believe she was an attorney, and she was kind of just breaking down, like, just how it was just a clinic and how the police fuck up. But what was remarkable, she said, was that she had never seen a family so proactive, so immediate. Like, at what point did y'all decide, no, we're not taking this shit and we fighting back?
Oh, we decided that from day one. So immediately, like, for one, when I started literally, like I'm going to get, like, just to rewind a little bit. So literally after my brother had, and mind you, so I didn't share this with y'all. So the thing that my brother died on, he died on when Trayvon, the Black Lives Matter movement first sparked off. I'll never forget that Saturday, George Zimmerman was found not guilty for murdering Trayvon Martin. And I'll never forget, like, me and my brother was so upset. Like, he called me, and I was out somewhere, and he was like, hey, sis, he was like, you ain't gonna believe this. He was like, are you home? Are you standing up or sitting down? And I was like, what's up? I'm good. What up? He was like, they letting that killer off. And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. So I was like, at that moment, I don't drink or nothing like that. I might occasionally have a few drinks here and there, but I'm not a drinker. So I literally told him, I said, look, I'm going to have to pull over, go to the bar. Like, I can't believe this. He was like, sis, you better come over here. You better not go to the bar. But long story short, so this happened that Saturday, and I'll never forget, like, my brother, we went to church together. Like, he was my everything. And we was in church, and I'll never forget, the first time I ever heard about a Black life, but I heard it. My pastor, I'll never forget, and this is the same pastor. I'm still go to church every Sunday there. And my Bishop Wilson, he said, you know what? He said, I know y'all got the verdict about George Zimmerman and Trayvon, and he said, I'm not going to preach a sermon on that, but he said, it seems like Black lives don't matter. He was just saying, I'm just telling y'all, please be real careful. I don't know who I'm talking to. Be careful. And so me and my brother left the church, and I'll never forget, he said, the pastor scared him because he said he felt like he was just talking to him alone. And I was like, wow, he said it was so deep. But long story short, so that was Saturday. My brother gets killed on a Thursday, but I'll never forget, before he pulled off to go give a young lady a ride, me and him was talking about the Trayvon Martin case, and he was just like, "Hey sis, are you okay now? You know, we going on to a week. That man ain't getting no justice." I said, "I know, right?" I said, "I'm still not good with that because I work like I teach kids, so." I was teaching in the summertime as well for summer camp, and I just had a police officer in my class. So when I told my brother when he picked me up that day, he said, "Oh my goodness, y'all still got an officer friendly out here?" And I said, "Yeah." I said it was real cool because it was my co-teacher husband, and I was like, "Yeah, it was real cool." I said they enjoyed it because I came down, I had the little dad bear with me. So long story short, that sparked off us talking about Trayvon Martin. But my brother said something deep. The last conversation he said to me, he said, "Sis, there's a George Zimmerman on every corner. We got to worry about the ones in our city." And I'm like, "That's deep. Could you elaborate?" But he never was able to tell me what he meant. So immediately he left me. So at exactly 7 o'clock, I'm home making lesson plans because we were supposed to have a clown the next day at summer camp. So I'm doing little fun stuff on a lesson plan, and I get this feeling in my neck as if somebody broke my neck to the point I thought I was having a stroke. I didn't know what was wrong with my body, and I just knew that I felt pain for like 10 to 15 minutes, then it stopped. So immediately I started freaking out. I'm calling everybody like something happened to Tyrone, and he not answering, like I'm zapping out. And then, like I said, on the 10 o'clock news, as I'm calling my aunt, who I call my mom, her name's Aunt Diane, and she goes real hard. Everybody know, like, she chewed Charles Barkley out when he came in the city. So big up to my Aunt Diane, big up to my Aunt Elma. They go hard. They some real go hard queens from the old school. So long story short, you know, immediately we knew something went right. And as I'm calling her to check back in, like, "Did you hear anything yet?" I'm freaking out, like, and that's when, so we saw it on the news, and we like, oh, hell no. So we knew games were being played. And even that night when we went down, I'll never forget, to homicide to check, they pushed us off because they said, unfortunately, that it was a young lady that had just got her throat slashed. And I was like, oh, my God. So my heart went out because it was a teenager. And I never knew that I was going to wind up in the Roberta house with Diamond's grandmother, Nana, and she lost her baby on the same day as I lost my brother. And I'm like stuff like that happens for a reason. It's sad, but, you know, throughout, like, we only here to live one life. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, you got to make it worth it. Even through the pain, the struggle, you got to keep it moving. But we was on it. To answer your question, we was on it from day one. Like, literally, when them jokers walked into our house the next day after they ducked us out, when they wouldn't talk to us down in homicide, so they like, "We'll come see you guys at noon the next day," or whatever. Long story short, I was ready. Like, I'm recording them as they walk in there. My family like, "Oh, my God, you better not." I'm like, man, something ain't right. My gut feeling said record. So I got the detective walking in my home telling us some foolishness. They telling us what my brother's autopsy would say before the autopsy was performed. They coming in there, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. They're like, well, Miss Jones, we want to let you know we're going to be transparent. We're going to keep everything real with you guys. And then I call a house Negro because to me, you're a house Negro when you lead your people down a dead end road and you don't stand up and fight hard for your people knowing we get murdered. You know, and it was at the time, it was Lieutenant Colonel Russell. They brought him in there. A lot of people think he's so good and he do this and that. But for you to walk in with lying white people that know my brother was slaughtered, and when we ask you violent questions like, what happened, why y'all didn't call, you want to break out for prayer and you want to use the prayer tactics on us? No, that's some house Negro stuff, and I'll call you out on it. I'll never forget that. Like, you knew what they did to my brother. You know what I mean? So we was on it from day one, and they coming in 11 o'clock talking about, well, your brother's autopsy is going to be performed, and I got this on tape. I can let you hear it. They said your brother's autopsy is going to be performed. He's at the medical examiner's office, and there's some corrupt, and they corrupt as hell. They need to shut that place down because they always lie for the police. But they said we're going to conduct his, perform his autopsy 2:30 this afternoon. As soon as we do, we'll let you know. And then they lied. And they was like, also, Miss Jones, that green Mercedes Benz is on a drug hold. And I'm like, what the hell is it on a drug hold for? Where did drugs come from? Because I didn't have drugs. My brother is not a drug dealer, so where did some damn drugs come from? Well, we don't know, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get your car back, which was a lie. They shipped the same. They telling me this. Meanwhile, my car, my green Mercedes Benz, is at the pound catching $320 worth of fees. Why they sent up there line talking about it was on drug code. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, so it was live from day one, and I got the lives on tape. So if you don't see it or it ain't in black and white, it don't count. And they literally said, we wanted to make sure Mr. West, he said, did Mr. West have any heart issues? I said, oh, hell no, he just had a physical. You want to say, oh, no, we good. Just hold on to that. It was like, we want to make sure Mr. West didn't have heart issues. We want to make sure, because it was hot that day, yesterday, we want to make sure the heat didn't contribute to his death. The whole time they knew they was going, and it took them 154 days, like literally back then. If this was 2013, around December, like the 22nd, is when they broke my family heart with them damn lies talking my brother had a heart attack and died from dehydration. So
Wow.
yeah, we knew from there. Yep, we knew.
Wow.
Yeah.
He died like that, and I've been a nurse for a minute. Like that, that makes absolute, just to even conceptualize saying that as a reason is just ridiculous.
Very extremely. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And then I don't know if you know or not, but I actually, so before we got the autopsy report, a young lady that worked with the medical examiner's office, I'll never forget, she was a reporter. She called me the day before we got the autopsy report back, and she said, look, Ms. Jones, I'm letting you know tomorrow the mayor's going to come on with the state's attorney. Your brother's autopsy is back. I'm like, oh, my goodness. She said, yeah. She said, but don't tell me that. She said, I got a leak from in here. She said, your brother's death was a homicide. He died from positional asphyxiation. I'm like, oh my God, I knew they murdered my brother. And then the next day they come out, they don't say nothing like that. I even asked them about what the reporters say. They never said they was going after her to retract her statement or anything. So that was the first time we heard about positional asphyxiation. Then when we got our team of great lawyers, we were hoping that they, will bring on their experts, in which they did. They examined my brother's tissue, and they came up with a whole conclusion that my brother died from positional asphyxiation and was murdered. So that moment, I'm like, no, they're not going to keep lying. So I had to dig myself and take myself a step further. And then I'm like, you know what? The devil is a lie. You're not going to lie on my brother. I'm going to make sure Mr. West has the last say so. So I knew once I did my research that if you got somebody's body and, we buried him, that his body stay intact. And then one day when I prayed him, because it's like I'll pray and God will show me visions, and I saw this thing, I'm laying in my house late night, something in my room fall off the wall, and I'm like, what in the world? So it woke me up. It kind of scared me. The lie was so, it was a picture of my brother, and I'm like, damn, brother, what you trying to tell me? I'm like, am I going crazy? So I picked this picture up. It's some real stuff. I picked this picture up. I set it on my dresser, like, how did that fall? Like, that picture been hanging there. What are you trying to tell me? Something like, let me just chill. I'm going crazy in here. So I turned the TV on, and I love watching the forensic channel. So I'm watching the forensic channel, and I see a real life case where a young lady, I can't think of, but I got all the stuff wrote down. I don't have my notes with me right now, but it was a case of a young little teenager that basically got poisoned. Somebody gave him alcohol poison, and I'm not talking about like alcohol, and I'm talking about rubbing alcohol. Somebody made him drink rubbing alcohol, and they killed him. But the mother, it didn't set right with the mother. So 4 or 5 years later, the mother got his body exhumed, and the tissue was still intact, and it was able to tell that that her son did not drown, because they labeled it as a accidental, and they said he drowned, but come to find out he was poisoned and he died. So it was a murder, and they went and they wound up convicting her sister-in-law and her brother-in-law. So they both got arrested. I'm like, damn, that's God telling me, let me get my brother body examined. And sure enough, I took $50,000 of my money. Nobody donated, nobody gave me anything. I took my 50 grand, damn near spent $60,000 to get my brother's body examined. Flew to Dallas, Texas, where Dr. Shaker, again, said my brother's death was a homicide, that he did die from positional asphyxiation. So you got 3 different people, but you got the line of medical examiners all talking about a heart attack and dehydration. And the same medical examiner's office that when Mr. King, it was a teenager that went in Good Sam Hospital like a year or 2 later after my brother, like 2014, I think it was. A year later after my brother, he went into Good Sam, or it could have been 15, but he went into Good Sam Hospital for a toothache. So he wound up getting into it with the security guards or whatever. They called the Lewis County police or whatever. They come in there, they tased this young man 5 times in his neck. He straight died. Do you know the medical examiner's office ruled that as natural causes? Like, are you kidding me? So, like, yeah, it's real corrupt.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so.
Oh my
Yep.
God, like that's just.
Mhm.
I don't. Oh my. I don't even know what to say, Queen. I just don't. Like that is just so.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like, and I'm looking at one of the comments, and you're right. It this is just so heartbreaking, and it's angering,
It
and
is. It really is.
I,
Yep.
you got to go to Baltimore to really understand like the fight in the brothers and sisters there is just it's it's crazy. Like if every city was like Baltimore for black folks,
Mhm.
we'd be a little bit different. I guarantee you that.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
that
hold on.
yeah, like and shout out to 300 Gangsters too, and Back Alley TV.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
oh, and Shorty, what is it? I can't remember the name of his
Shut him down, Shorty. Dwayne Davis. Shut him
So,
down, Shorty.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, he go home.
I gotta make
I
sure.
love him.
Yeah, everybody gotta get. Make sure everybody
Mhm.
get their shout outs or whatnot. So if people do want to donate or they want to help you out, like how would they go about doing that?
Well, if they want to, they can actually hit me up on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is under my name, Tawanda, Tawanda Jones on Facebook. I also, and I need to get back on my brother's page because I haven't sent videos, but I have a page for my brother as well, and it's called Justice for Tyrone West. And my email address is Miss Tawanda, that's MISSTAW17 at yahoo.com. Yep, and I can give them, I guess, my Cash App information or what have you.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
so.
So if you out there and you check the show out, man, she been putting in a lot of work and putting her neck on the line, literally. Like look out for her. She deserves it. You know what's next?
Thank you. Yeah, well, so what's next is, so basically, and the saddest part is when these atrocities happen like this, the city is so quick. And I used to always, and I'm not even gonna lie, like I never try to judge anybody or anything, but it used to have me scratching my head that like when I would see stuff happen to somebody loved one, and the first thing and the only thing you always hear about is something. Wow, why it was like that. So basically, the system is rigged to be like that because when a family goes through a crisis and they're hurt and all they want is accountability, they want prosecution to the fullest extent of the law, and you have a prosecutor that won't prosecute, the only thing you're left with is some type of retribution, and that's a civil piece. And that's by rights, by all means, God forbid, if anything happened to me, I'm going to provide, I take care of my kids, I grind hard to make sure my kids don't want for anything. So if they snatch me away, they owe my kids that. They're not doing my kids a favor by providing for them because they shut my life off. Do you know what I mean? So long story short, with these civil cases, what they do, they make the equivalent to hush money. They try to gag you, and that's why I love when Back Alley, my brother Hobo, made that beautiful picture. Like, I know if we did that photo shoot in Fells Point, and we were getting ready, and we were fighting so hard to get this gag order bill pushed. Thank God it's finally pushed, but we still have the mayor, the city solicitor, playing these little games, the dog and pony show. Like, in one breath they're saying, oh, just yesterday he went on Daily Record and said, the city solicitor, Andre Davis, said, well, everybody could talk about it. He's not going to go after nobody, but yet you won't throw a real thing. Then you got the mayor, saying that I don't believe that nobody should be gagged. It's not right. It's unconstitutional. But yet he says in the same breath, I'm not going to follow the law. I don't care if it's passed into law. And our law, the gag order transparency bill, goes into effect January the 1st, 2020. So we plan on, what's left is we plan on having a big speak out, and whoever want to feel comfortable. But it's just so shaky. I wouldn't want to tell somebody, oh, go out there, we not gagged anymore, and they say something, and then they come after them. You know what I'm saying? So I want them to go after these people and hold them accountable and tell their stories as best as they want to without naming stuff, getting their stuff into deep things. But I got so far I got like 6 anonymous great stories that people are so scared, but they're willing to let me share their stories. And I'm going to have some other moms, and it's unfortunately my beautiful sister Corinne Gaines' mom will be out there sharing as well as some other victims' families, just talking about, the gag order period and just losing their loved one. Like, people need to know this stuff is real. You have mothers that, we know the joy that we get from giving birth and all that stuff, how much our babies mean to us and our brothers and family, period. And for something bad to happen like this and nobody get held accountable, it's horrible. So, yeah, we just going to keep fighting it. And then I'm really feeling some type of way about all the crime that's happening in the city. We over 330-plus murders. And if you look at the statistics, it's mainly black folks. You know what I'm saying? The first thing they'll say is, y'all need to stop killing each other. But I want to let everybody know, please don't let them talk about this black on black. I never call it black on black crime, because let's be crystal clear. Asians kill Asians. They don't call that Asian on Asian crime. Right. Caucasians kill Caucasians. That's not Caucasian on Caucasian crime. So why is it black on black crime? I want to talk about blue on black crime. That's what I want to talk about. And I want to talk about them. That's just another way for them to throw us in the box and saying, too, y'all pull your pants up, stop killing each other. Y'all lives don't matter. And that's a bunch of bull crap, because let's be clear, the things that happen down the hill is allowed, but the things that happen in Federal Hill, they stopping on contact. We want that same kind of treatment. That Federal Hill get, that Roland Park get. We want it down the hill, up the hill. We want it everywhere, because our lives matter. We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on T-shirt. Our lives matter. And I'm sick of good, great activists getting killed out here. And I swear somebody killing us. I don't care what they say. They can say, and I know I'm not crazy. I'm not going to sound like a Looney Tune on here and say, all of this is not us, because some of it is, and we need to get better and start loving ourselves first and just letting go beef and dumb stuff, because at the end of the day, when we pull that trigger, you burn in a whole family. You're not just killing that target that you aiming for. You killing somebody's mother. You killing somebody's children. You don't know how you changing somebody's whole family life forever, and people need to wake up and feel that kind of pain. But more than that, I still think it's blended in with a serial killer that's wiping us out. And the reason why they could do it is because they can. Because the first thing we'll do is blame it on each other and not look at they out here purging, trying to wipe us out. And I can't think of a brother, but they're doing statistics that's basically saying that, and I forgot the person name, but they basically said by 2040, which is not that far away. It may seem far or far from, but they said by 2040 that basically Caucasian people will be the minority. So what does that mean? So now they always got these things to kill us off. With the food they feed us, the lead that they put in the water, and the lead paint in the schools and the houses that they place us in. And then with all this, and I'm not, sexist, racist, or anything, but just by even trying not to let us populate with being with man and woman type of thing, and just letting the LBG crew get more money and more benefits and rights when it should be equally. Nobody should have to be discriminated against because of their sex, rate, or creed, but it's just real. So with that, they're just coming for us real hard, because they know that we keep on having babies, and and they just killing us off. They killing us off, man. And I'm just looking at the activist, the one that was laid back, the car dealer guy that was giving all the toys. He was raising toys to give out the families of murdered people. Mysteriously, he get killed. I'm thinking about the comedian that kept everybody laughing. He come from a barbershop. He get killed. This ain't nothing. You think about how Nipsey Hussle died. Everybody think about that. Do you honestly think that was just a random argument somebody had with Nipsey Hussle? Bam, you did like that. And this man was giving back to community. So anybody that gives back to community, you are straight a target. You straight a target. And that's sad. You need to change it, man. I ain't going for none. That's why I say, y'all hear me? God forbid anything happen to me. I want everybody to shut it down worldwide. Don't just shut down Baltimore. Take it city to city. Show no pity, because we need to stop this foolishness. When we see good people that's putting their life on the line, that ain't asking for a dollar, that ain't selling their people out, that's trying to give back the best way that they know how. And if somebody feel like they could do it better, do it. I'm going to support you. You know what I'm saying? But it's just sad. I just not feeling that these good people are getting murdered. Just like the young brother, he was the one that they ran to his house down on Greenmount at the time of the Freddie Gray era, and he was suing the police department, and he was on YouTube making videos and all that stuff about, yeah, it said my brothers. He just made a video 24 hours before he was executed right on Greenmount. He's saying, y'all better save up y'all money to borrow y'all stuff, get a job working. Good dude. And he just murdered, and they don't catch nobody. Like, come on now. We don't see what's going on in our own damn communities, and then we got Boom and them who doing a great job, and the Nation of Islam brothers and all the brothers, Larry the cab driver, celebrity cab driver, shut them down. So like everybody that's putting in our community and marching and making sure the peace, but yeah, people still getting killed. I'm not buying it. I'm not.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you on that. So no. They didn't hold anybody accountable. Nobody lost their job. Yeah,
nothing.
Somebody
they
sued,
got promotion.
Though, right?
Oh yeah, they got promotion.
And
I had to literally say, they got promotions. Like Ruiz, he went from being a more low key police officer, killer cop on the street, to now a sergeant. Another one, Chapman, he's now a sergeant of narcotics, and just a bunch of foolishness. It just irks my soul to even talk about these killers. And then the crazy part, they were sending Chapman to come stalk me on Greenmount Avenue until I literally lost it. Like, I called this man every name in the effing book. Like, literally, like, you want to come and stalk me? Let's make a show. And then he pulled off, and then they're going to try to send a dummy looking like we stupid 2 hours later. Like, get out of here. You want to play me? Like, I already got that man picture. This one you trying to send that look similar. Yeah, he looks similar. This is who was sitting right there in the car mean mugging me. That's not him. And they looking stupid. They can't tell me nothing. Like, I call the commissioner, tell him, oh, we're going to get back to you. What, you want to get back to me when I'm in a box? Then you going to get back to me? Like, these people, man, it's real. Like, people don't know the retaliation is real. Like, I used to wake up every day, my car tires flattened to the ground, my car keyed up, all type of stuff. People don't know the hell I go through. They have no idea. No idea.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, oh, my God. So, now, if I got this right, somebody in the family sued, but you didn't want to be a part of it because you did not want to have a gag order. Is that correct?
So basically, no. So basically, my family sued. Mm-hmm. I was the head of the estate. My brother's head of my brother's estate. I had power of attorney over everything, and I was the one going through for years, like going through all the deprivation, all the like meetings that we had talking about the case and stuff like that. And they were like, I'm sitting there looking at the killer tell me to my face how buys dreadlocks.
Your phone went out. I'm sorry to break up, Queen, but your phone went out, so we couldn't really hear what you said.
Yeah. So they got my phone so rigged up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, so basically, as we were going through the hearings that lead up to the litigation piece, so I had to go set through all these motion of discoveries, where all the information on how they killed my brother came down. So that was real painful, stressful, but I was like, you know what? I had to literally see these killer cops try to put on a show with suits on, talking polite and nice and all this, but on July the 18th, 2013, they were maniacs. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But meanwhile, I had to go through all that, and then finally, when we get a court date and we ready to go to court, and I'm like, yes, they come back a week before talking about, let's settle it out. And I'm like, okay, well, that's it, because at the end of the day, I started thinking, I wouldn't want my brother kids to hear all that horrific stuff, or my aunt, who we call Mom, none of them to hear how they stomped, kicked, and tased him, how he was crying, Trayvon Martin, help me. I didn't want them to hear none of this. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, if that's, We can make the move. But when they said, well, once y'all sign, and as me having power of attorney over state, I had to sign too. But then they're like, here's this non-disparagement clause. And I'm like, what's that? And they was like, basically, we're going to kind of craft your language. You can still do Westlands, but you can't really call out the killer cops. And I said, hell no, you're not. Take my name off of it. You ain't going to craft nothing. So I took my name off of it. Yep.
Wow.
Oh. Yep.
Wow. So the crazy part about that is that first off, what I think is we definitely have allowed these police unions to become just way too huge and too powerful. But there should be a law where if their members get sued, that they are directly held responsible financially, not to pay the victims, but to pay the city back for paying the victims. You know what I'm saying? So they can't hold up the victim getting their money.
Right.
But at the same time, like, once they start holding them motherfuckers, when somebody's house get taken because you ain't pay your victim support
right, exactly.
check, them niggas will stop doing that
Amen.
shit.
They sure will. And then the crazy part about it, and I don't know if people know about the gag order and how vicious it is. I have a young lady, my sister, who comes out. They gagged her 12-year-old son at the time. They got him to sign something. So now, to the day, I think he like 16, he's still screwed around because he felt like, damn, I can't even talk to my counselor. Because if I tell my counselor about the hurt and traumatic pain that I went through, they're going to, come back for mommy. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to be in trouble. That's how sick they are. They gag, so they don't just gag parents. They gag children. They gag everybody. Then the funny part about it, while they gagging you, they got them running, telling what they want to say. They say what they want immediately. Then they lie. And then not only do they lie, they'll say, oh, well, a family settled for this X amount of money. They just settled and like as if they got it, but they make the family wait months. Families could be waiting about 6 months to a damn year to get the money, but immediately, as soon as you sign your name on the dotted line, they putting the business out all over the news. So they putting a hit out on you. That's what I call it. Say, I live in the hood. People think I got a couple dollars. What they gonna do? They coming for you. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And meanwhile, you ain't even got it. You ain't even see it yet. You ain't even got it. But they like, oh yeah, well we sat down with so and so family and they just got whatever amount, and that ain't even the truth. But then meanwhile, but my whole point of saying all that, if they're silencing victims who have been traumatized, victimized, all that, but yet they get to go and talk about it, are you kidding me? That's more, that's worse than the whole crime itself. So that's why I'm fighting real hard for that. Like, that's not right. It's not right at all.
Wow. So that's like a taxpayer-funded smear campaign.
Absolutely.
Yep. And it's the same way we the one paying these killer cops. We pay taxes. We paying their salary. We not paying them to come kill us. And then at the same time, we paying them to come kill us. They in your next pocket taking the money out to silence you with your own damn money. Like, really? So, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. They're definitely trying to silence the truth and pain, and to control the narrative. And
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Like you said, they smear the family again. First they smear the victim, and then they smear the family, and then they smear them again, and then the family can't even say anything after that.
Can't say nothing, nope. And then the saddest part about it, they suffer in silence, and then they wind up ultimately like families that have literally like settled out. They start feeling like, damn, did I, let my loved one down? Because that wasn't their intent. You get what I'm saying? Their intent was I want to uplift my loved one name. I love my child, or I love my brother, or my father, or my sister, or my mother, or whoever. But now this thing done turned to something else. And so now they got to suppress all those feelings. So ultimately, we know stress kills people, especially black folks. You get what I'm saying? That ultimately start giving us cancer. You know what I mean? It ultimately starts bringing us high blood pressure, all type of things that are not good because you're battling all this stress, and then you ultimately die, and you're gone, and it's on with the next victim. Different name, same story. No justice, no peace.
You ever think we'll get it together as black folks?
I honestly don't know. I'm praying that we do, but I just see like when I look at how we all came together when the uprise happened, everybody stood together, like, and I was loving the fact like you had Bloods and Crips, you had Lottie Dottie and everybody, Muslims, Jews, everybody standing together for that one cause, one fight, one purpose. But and when we do that, that scares the hell out of them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't know how to operate. So what they do, the trickery comes in. Now it's the divide and conquer game. And as we live in a capitalist society, that's what's going to happen. So what they do, they control everything through money. So what they'll do, they'll start paying folks off, offering them to sell their folks out. Well, look, take this. We'll pay you for your movement, but you can't do this. Control, they're doing the same damn thing. They give you house money too. And you move away, do you wonder why the brother that was screaming on the front line, where he go at? You better believe me, he done took one of them damn grants and they done shot him the hell up. And I'm like, so we need to stop. We need to be like, you know what? Us for us. Like, forget that hush money stuff. We support each other, like, really support each other. But the saddest part, we be hating on each other for no damn reason. And it's just sad. Like, we the only ones that get hated on the most in America. And then on top of that, hate each other more. We don't even support each other. With all the hate that we get from everybody, while we even in the room, we hate it. We hate it before we even come out. Before we even come out, we hate it. We got a target on our back. And then as you grow up and you doing good, you seeing somebody just because they might seem like they got a little bit more, but you don't know what somebody's doing. You don't know how they got it.
They messing with your phone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just it's like every so often it just kind of like it's like you walked into a tunnel.
Yeah.
And then came right back out real quick.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that's what they do. I'm sorry that's happening, but I meant to warn you about my phone. I should have called you from a different phone. The next time we do another interview, I just have to get somebody else's phone because they got my phone so messed up. I apologize.
Wow, so they just still fucking with you, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Every single day, you better believe that. You better believe that.
Do you think you're going to ever wake up and just feel completely safe?
Nope, not here on Earth. Not here on Earth. Nope. Not at all.
Wow.
Yep, so.
I don't think people really conceptualize, like, what happens to the family, like, how they keep fucking with you.
Over and over again. Wow. It's to the point that every time I take my phone, every time they mess with my phone so much, real life story, that every time I take my phone in the Sprint, they'll just give me a new one. They'll just upgrade me for free because they'll know the most I can have a phone is like 30 to 60 days, then it'll start fading out. Like if I'm on Green Mountain or wherever, my videos will be all scratchy, blurred. You can't see it cutting off. When I say certain killer cop name, it'll just cut off. They'll mess with it. But somebody's standing right next to me with the same phone, same company, crystal clear. Crystal clear. And like now, I'm talking to you during this very important interview, my phone is messing up. But if I wasn't talking to you and I was talking about some stupid foolishness, my phone would be crystal clear.
And you know the crazy fucking part about that is that I don't know. I can't remember how many years ago we did that Blackathon. Ron, was that like 3?
It's been 3 years.
All right, yeah, we did what's called a Blackathon. We got like a whole bunch of different shows, podcasts or whatnot, and we like broadcast live for 24 hours. To raise and we did this shit just trying to raise money for hurricane victims. That's it. Since then, they've been fucking with us nonstop as far as like the algorithms and getting suspended all the time. So, and I was telling people, and nobody's believing me. I'm starting to think, like I'm paranoid or some shit. That's some no, that's real shit.
Yeah. Like I'm going to tell you got suspended. So as I was fighting for justice for a whole year, I got kicked out my classroom and was made support staff. Support staff, like I don't got 2 degrees. Support staff. All because I'm fighting for accountability. And I'm back in my classroom now, but the hell I had to go through, and the crazy part, I'm fighting for the people that's doing this to me. Like, are you kidding me? So they think any moment that fighting for your people It's easy breezy, something wrong with somebody. They don't know the hell we go through it. They don't know. They don't know. And the crazy part, it make it look like you going crazy. And that's why even though
Yo,
it was bad when they got the gun trace task force. But when I was standing out there, me and my family, for week after week, right? And we were telling them how somebody mysteriously, after they killed my brother, they broke into his house. And what burglar do you know breaks into someone's house and set their belongings out on the front? Well, you defeating the whole purpose. Why would you go there and set flat screens out on the front? And then the landlord explained to me that it looked like a house raid. And he said that they didn't bust in his windows. He said they used the key to get in, and he couldn't figure it out. But when I was saying this,
wow.
I was looking crazy the way they mess up that them motherfuckers, excuse my language, and I don't cuss, but I'm getting pissed thinking about it. But they had the nerve to drop my brother's ID card that I have to this day. And I let them, and I held on to it because I'm a smart sister. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to tell you what I got. I got so much stuff they don't even know I had. You know what I'm saying? So I know it's a time and a place to bring things out. So I waited 2 to 3 years after they came up with their independent foolishness, their independent investigation that said Mr. West pulled out his ID, blah, 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 and yada, yada. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I called the press conference. Okay, yeah, I know my brother, pulled his ID out. Can somebody explain this? I pulled out a copy that he never had a duplicate license from NBA, so they wouldn't think I was tripping. Then I pulled out his ID. What the hell is this? And then I pulled out affidavits that I got notarized from his landlord saying somebody broke in my brother's house and set his stuff out. And they was like, what? They was looking like, and can't nobody explain this stuff to me. And last but not least, even when I got my brother's body exhumed, can someone explain to me, for one, I honestly think that they took my brother organs because when he went there, the doctor said, well, they sent my brother organs in a damn bag. I'm like, why the hell? He wasn't no organ donor. Why the hell did they take his organs out of his body? You get what I'm saying? So they messed up because they didn't think I was going to exhume my brother's body, so they had to come give somebody goddamn organs in the bag and sent them. I'm like, I guarantee you, if I could have went there and tested those tissues and all, I guarantee you I want my brother organs. But most important than that, that was red flag number one. But red flag number two was when my brother's daughter, bless her heart, she made sure her father was straight, took care of the whole funeral and everything. She put him on the color she wanted him to have on his favorite color, which was black and white. So we buried my brother with a black shirt, with a black and white tie on. Why, when he got to Alabama, 4 years later, he got on the yellow shirt? What he did about the grave and changed himself? Nobody can explain that to me. Nobody can explain that to me. Nobody. And Marilyn Mosby setting up their whole note to all this evidence that I gave her of foul play, and you want to tell me that didn't happen on your tender? Are you kidding me? And you ain't even get back to me yet? Like, that's crazy.
Yo,
that's the foolishness. But nobody, like, this ain't something that I'm making up. Like, I got pictures of him in the casket with a black shirt. So if you want to say, well, maybe he had on a bright yellow ass shirt, and y'all sent him to Dallas with when you buried him, he had on the yellow shirt. You get what I'm saying? I got a picture before that casket closed with his black shirt. Now he in a whole nother state with a yellow shirt on, dead. How did his shirt change? Nobody want to touch on them questions. Nobody. And what the hell is his organs doing in a goddamn bag? Crazy.
Yo, that shit angering as fuck, man. Cause I had family, like, I'm in the city too, like, I'm real close. You know what I mean? Like, I had two family members who was caught up with the gun task force and all of that. So, like, I understand. Like, I'm very well aware of everything that's going on. Like, yo, just hearing that, yo, it's so angering, man. That shit is crazy. And I know what goes on around here. You know what I mean? Like, I know who he's talking about. Like, that shit is insane.
Yep.
You know, like them removing the organs is that they do that. That's and you got a lot of background noise, Rome. They do that. What they did was they disposed of them and tried to act like they didn't. Clearly, because anytime I know, like I used to have a job where we used to have to like work with the coroner's office. So what they'll do is, if there's a case where in your brother's case it was violence, so that's an automatic autopsy. So they're gonna take the organs, but they're supposed to store them. That is that's evidence. So it's supposed to be stored in a certain manner, taken care of, itemized, and especially
Right.
in a case like that. Like that should not have been that retaining that should have been of optimal importance and should have been the easiest thing for
Right.
them to find when somebody came looking as far as for the law. So that
But why would they change his shirt and put him in a yellow shirt? Why would
that
they do that?
like that is
That
just did what that's crazy.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
Like
talking
we
crazy.
buried him with a black shirt and we buried him with a jacket on. Like he was sharp as a tack thanks to his daughter. You know what I'm saying? And now his whole jacket is gone. The jacket completely gone, and he got a yellow, bright blue shirt, bright yellow shirt. Like nobody can explain that. Like what? And the crazy part, so and just let people know that I'm not lying or anything. I got proof it's in the new autopsy. But not only that, I didn't even know that when you die, my hair still grow. My brother had long dreadlocks. They said that his hair had grew even long. It was all the way down his back, damn near touching his butt. His hair is still growing, and they said his toenails and his fingernails were growing. But nobody cannot. And I'm like, okay. So I started looking like, damn, I didn't know. So even when you die, you know, your nails and your hair still grow. I'm like, wow, that's amazing to me. You get what I'm saying? But that nobody can explain this yellow shirt. Wow, what was the yellow shirt for? Nobody can explain that. What was that for? What was that about?
I do not know that either though. Your hair still grows when you
Yeah,
die?
your hand, your toenails, yes, your toenails, your hair, and all that stuff still grow. I was in shock, like, oh my god, like that really made me cry. So I went to listen to show you that I went detail by detail, looking at, you know what I'm saying, the pictures, and not only that, I'm like, one, I thought they was gonna play funky games. I'm like, what if they fly the wrong body? Because I'm paranoid as hell. I want to make sure everything was right. I thought I'd be paranoid because paranoid saves lives.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So long story short, after I spent $50,000, they turned around and stick out another $10,000 that I wasn't expecting. So I didn't have enough money to fly myself out there because they wouldn't even let me when his body got shipped from Brown Funeral Home. Get ready to get flown out there. I'm like, I want to see my brother back, even though I sound gruesome, but that's my brother. I love him. I love him beyond death. So with that being said, they would not let me identify him. So I flew one of my family members out there, and I told the doctor not perform that autopsy until my family member identified. My family member was so messed up. It was like, oh my God, his hair was like so long, like Rapunzel. And they was like, because they was shocked 'cause when he died, like, yeah, like, her hair, like, it was to his shoulders, a little bit past his shoulders or whatever. But that was it. But for it to go that long, all the way down his back now, I was like, wow. I didn't know that. I thought it would just been like straight bones and nothing. You know, he said it had skin tissue and everything. Okay. But I knew that because I told you that night when I saw that thing on the forensic channel, let you know the tissue samples and all that stuff still being there good. So yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, I still think they're killing us. And when they get us because it said we're worth more dead than alive because you do the research how much a person by how much worth when they did, like, for instance, your eyes is worth $350,000. I don't know if you know that or not. Your heart is worth another $550,000. Your ears, like every part of your body, if you go and look it up, and I can Google search the stuff again and send it to you, your body is worth so much, and it's crazy. And you think about all these people that's, you know, dying, and all these, you got rich white folks that need a heart, need kidneys, need a liver. And then now, with this new thing that they're doing, it's real scary. And I don't know if y'all heard about it, that now they're doing something where a trans woman can actually have a baby on what they call it, a womb implant. So they can take a dead woman's womb. I don't know if y'all know this, my brothers, but they can actually take a dead woman's womb, insert it in a transgender body, and she can actually have a baby.
I mean,
Because they a clear cake.
ain't no way
Well,
in
that's
fucking
what all
hell
these
I would
listen.
volunteer to
Yeah,
have
I'm
no
telling you
kid.
the truth. And that's, but my whole thing is this: ain't no way in hell any black woman will volunteer and say, you know what, I'm gonna give my uterus away. You can go ahead and say, I'm gonna just donate my uterus. I'm tired of this thing. I don't know, man, damn woman that won't say that. You know what I'm saying? Do you think about all these black missing girls, missing women, Come on now.
Yeah.
So I guess we want to wait 10 or 20 years before they pull up the proof to show that these black women and kids was getting murdered for their organs and they taking different things. That we probably hear about 10, 20 years from now. But I want y'all to quote me on it. Like, it's crazy, man. It sounds crazy, but that's how society will have things look appear to be, so it makes people look like they stone cold nuts. And the crazy part, I noticed in all these cases, and I always sat back. Sometimes I talk a lot, but most of the time I listen. Because when you listen to me, you're learning. And I listen, and when I hear parents that talk to me about their loved ones that got brutalized, like beat up, not gunned down, but the ones that child got beat or whatever, tased to death, it took them a long time to get their autopsy report. And I'm like, that's interesting. They didn't get any autopsy pictures. How the hell you do an autopsy on my brother, Pamela Southall, at the medical examiner's office? You didn't take no pictures. Well, guess what, boo-boo, Hello Kitty? I have a problem where they hacked my damn brother's body up, completely up, and he wasn't a skin donor. And I'm not talking about where they give you that little cute X cut for the do the autopsy. I'm talking about legs, back, side of the neck, all that. All that. Yes, it's real. So.
And I was just kind of doing a little research, and I seen something that Ab said in the video that y'all was in together, and he was like, if my son wasn't there, I just would have took the ass whooping and went in the house. That just fucked my head up right there, because like a lot of us have been through that or something similar. Like, you just charge that to like, it happens so frequently that we'll just charge that to the game because it's better than going to jail. How fucked up is that?
Right. Ain't that tough? I was hurt when he said that. And the crazy part, I'll never forget when I met Abdul. We standing in front of Northeast Police District with Ruiz and Chapman names on our posters. I had pictures of all the killer cops out there, the ones that I found. I had accurate to make sure these are the killers, like my little service quick announcement. Pictures of them. Seriously, every last picture that I had of every killer cop, including David Lewis from Morgan, disappeared out the trunk of my car. Real life story. Who the hell took them? I didn't lease them. You know what I mean? He paid money to get those pictures, blew up everything. All the killer cop pictures are gone. I even had, and I can send you footage where you will see me in my holding up a killer cop picture. You get what I'm saying? All those photos are gone. Every last one of them. But I never forget we standing out there when F rolled past, and he's like, stop. And he said, oh my God. He was like, Ruiz and Chapman. He was like, I just literally left the courthouse or whatever. He said, they up to me on July the 1st, and he lived right around the corner, 2 blocks from where they killed my brother, is where they almost killed Abdul Salam. And so as I did research, I met more victims. I met somebody named, well, I heard about James Green and Joseph Green, because the Baltimore Sun was able to produce those names. They almost got killed by the same 2 killer cops that initiated the so-called traffic stop. So it was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam, and Darrell Harris. Darrell Harris was a real-life victim that I met. He was almost killed 24 hours before they killed my brother. So you're not talking about just some old cop that got caught up in some circumstance. And no, these are funky cops, and they get promotion. And they know how, and they still working. But yet you got the state's attorney to talk this foolishness, oh, we won't do this, but yet you still got killer cops working. You got the commission, oh, I'm going to do something, but yet you still got killer cops working. And you know their history. So it is what it is.
Damn, that's crazy. And that makes me think, like, there's a video. It's 2 brothers in Detroit. And they went to a Coney Island, which is like it's a restaurant in Detroit. And 2 cops was fucking with them. And these two brothers actually knew the law at the time. And they literally got into a fist fight with these 2 cops, the 2 brothers, and put hands on the motherfuckers and got arrested. And it's all on video too. Like they worked on these cops.
Wow.
Like, yeah. So if you want to pick me up, like they YouTube that shit. It's 2 brothers from Detroit fighting 2 cops, and they end up getting arrested.
Wow.
And of course, they charged them with all. They end up beating all the charges, and I want to say they actually sued and won too. I may be wrong on that last part. Yeah.
Yeah, they whooped them cops ass, man.
Yeah, they did.
They whooped them cops ass, yo.
Never seen.
Wow.
Yeah, never seen anything like that. And wow. Uh,
I don't know if y'all heard about the rapper Willie McCoy or McCray, because there's so many names I don't want to mess up. But his name was Willie. I'm gonna call him Willie. But he was actually at Taco Bell's, and he actually fell asleep in his driveway. Waiting on his order. That's his
Yeah.
shot. Cause he was like a rap, and they shot him up so many times. I actually met his brother and his beautiful wife, who I'm friends with. I actually met Alton Sterling's aunt that's fighting her tail off, Tamir Rice, like the list goes on. And it's not something happy that I'm coming here to say, but it's just sad to hear their stories and to hear the same thing, no justice, no peace. And I think about 12-year-old Tamir in the playground, and the officer didn't even wait. He come in 3 seconds, and he's gunning this baby boy down. Somebody he had a BB gun, a toy gun, or whatever. But yet serial killers get walked to accountability after killing 50 and 25 people, after killing 9 people in the church, and they give them a bulletproof vest and a burger. Everybody know Dylan.
yeah.
It's just it's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's be clear, and I want your audience to hear me when I say this. Out of every career that you got firefighters that put their life on the line, to me, that are the real heroes. If you can go into a burning house not knowing if you're going to come on, so that threat of your life being like snatched right then and there, because the floors could collapse, like you're not guaranteed to come out, but they take that commitment of like, hey, I want to put. But let me ask y'all something. If those firefighters was to ever set time pause on the curb and let a whole family house burn down with family members in it, and their captains or lieutenants show up and they say, hey, what's going on? Why y'all starting to come? Why y'all not putting out the fire? And they go and tell them some foolishness. Oh, you know what? I fear for my life. We saw all those flames. I'm not going in there. What do you think will happen to those firefighters? Let's be real. Do you think they would still have their job? They'd be fired on the goddamn spot. But yet, killer cops. The first thing they say, I feared for my life. The baby had a bottle. I thought it was a gun. The person had a cell phone. I thought it was a gun. Stephon Clark gunned down in his grandmother's backyard. And his brother, big ups to him, he fights like hell. It's just sad. It's ridiculous. Unacceptable.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000 gazillion percent. And we got a chance to talk to Kendrick Johnson's mother before a couple of times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. It was so... The sad part was how the people, the black people of Valdosta treat her.
Wow.
Oh, it was heartbreaking.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like the black people was like, give it up, blase splee, leave it alone, stop doing this shit. Basically, you offending the white folks, and it's making it bad for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was some hard wrenching shit. That's why I'm most so for real.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a lot of us out there hurting.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yep.
We ain't
really
dealing with our mental our mental health. Like, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Right. Absolutely.
How do you deal with the pain?
So my way of dealing with all the pain is through that little microphone that I have at West Wednesday, shouting it out and not having no fear of nothing but God. My way to deal with it is that's why I'm in the church every Sunday that I can go, and when I can't go, I meditate off of the word.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, to live is to die. But if you're going to die for the right reasons. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Die for the right reasons. History is his story, her story. That's history. What will your story say about you? So all that stuff keep me grounded. And I'm a strong believer of treat people the way I want to be treated. I can't be of the world. You know what I mean? So, sometimes I got a real humble spirit. Even people that hurt me daily, every day, I just, because I know hurt people. So I sometimes, just overlook it and just forgive them instantly. You get what I'm saying? And just keep it moving. And try to show them another side to it. So... That's pretty much that's what works for me.
My God,
Uh,
man. That's a strength I don't know if I own.
right. It's definitely hard. But let's be crystal clear. This shrimp ain't going. This shrimp is not extended to no goddamn killer cops. Let's be clear, because you'll never see me ever hugging or shaking the hands of somebody that killed one of my loved ones or even one of my loved one friends. You get what I'm saying? I wish I would. Give me the opportunity to put my hands on somebody. I'm football kicking somebody. You better believe that. Ain't that much of forgiveness, because that's the thing about us. We forgive quick. Oh, I forgive. I'm going to be on the edge. God got to work with me, because ain't no way in hell I'm ever forgiving none of those killer cops that murdered my brother, murdered any of our people. I hope they burn in eternal hell. I will never forgive them. And I know it sounds like a hypocrite coming from a Christian, but I guess I'm a different kind, because I'm not forgiving them. Let's be clear. Certain things I might forget and have a humble spirit to, but there's certain things I'm just not going to do. And that's really clear. Let's be clear. That's one of them. I wish the hell I will forget somebody that killed my family member. You crazy? Hell no. I don't think I ever in life would be there. Never.
Hey, I can definitely
And I'm not
understand
saying that it might be wrong, but I'd never be there. I wish the hell I can. I can't even stand even looking at them with names. It sends chills up my whole entire body. But then I'm going to go and be in their presence and be like, oh, I forgive them, and stroking their hand, all this crap. I know. Like, it's just crazy. It's just real crazy, but I never be there.
Then you get a reporter want to shove a mic in your face and asking you, do you forgive the person that murdered your family member? Like, how ridiculous is that?
And they don't even ask me that dumb question no more, because I think the first one was the last one that ever asked me that question. And I straight, when somebody tries to say, well, Miss, do you think you could, like, maybe because they know that you're nice and we heard you go to church, and do you think that you would, forgive, the killers that murdered your brother? I know it's violent way, but, things happen. I told him, will you forgive somebody if they killed your mother? Since you asking that question, I want to hear the interview over with. On with the next one. On with the next one. I wish I wish they would ask me some crazy stuff again.
Wow. And like, come on, they know that shit. Like, they're not forgiving nobody.
Right.
Let a
right.
nigga rob their ass or some shit. They all niggas is bad.
Think about this. You ain't even got to rob. Think about Emmett Till, who had whistles.
Exactly.
And I heard that he was whistling because he had a stuttering problem. His mother taught him to whistle just so he wouldn't stutter. Like, he seen something, he got overly excited, just whistle your way through it. But he was, like, tortured. And they still torture him. Like, he can't even have a grave site up. They to the point he can't even have a grave site up. They're shooting down our grave sites, spitting, pissing, doing all type of foolishness. But, yeah, we the first one. Oh, I forgive him. Hell no, I don't. I wish the hell I would.
See, what we need to be doing is taking care of our great ones. And it's like, I'm gonna keep saying that. Like, and I'm not saying that they should be like the richest black person ever, but like, you shouldn't put your life on the line and then you die, you get murdered, and your kids don't know where they're gonna eat.
But the saddest part, my brother, is you don't even get recognized while you're doing things. Like, it's to my heart that the young car dealer that was just murdered, that was giving away cars for free, going to the auction, buying them, selling them for $2, little enough, and trying to always talking good to. Nobody never really talked about him, but now everybody talking about how good he was. Talk about somebody's greatness while they there. Give them their roses while they here on earth to receive them. That's the part that burned me up. As soon as you die, you become everybody's hero, but you live on this earth, you're a zero. It's sad as hell that we live in a world and time where people that live 5 minutes away, you can have a family member live right around the corner, will not take that time just to come and say hello or nothing to you, but yet they'll ride 2 hours to come to your funeral. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's phony to me. Like, that's real phony, but that's the stuff that we do. That's the whole entire stuff that we do.
Man,
that's everything that we do.
Nigga come home from prison and the whole block turn up. You graduate from college and your grandma and your mama and maybe an aunt or two are there. And that's all you get. Like, we gotta fix that
Yep.
shit. Like I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Yes, turn up when somebody come home from prison, but don't forget about that nigga 6 months later. He might still need a job.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Got that right.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Am my bad, Rome? I pretty much been you good over there, bro? I think Rome has disappeared into the fog.
I'm good. Nah, you good, man. Like I just wasn't, it was a good build, man. So I
Oh,
was,
okay.
you know, I,
You know how I can get, man.
you
I be
know.
trying not to hog shit up, man, but I can kind of do that shit.
I mean, listen, I'm just one of the few. You know what I mean? Like I know the work just put in. You know what I'm saying, on the regular. I see it. You know what I'm saying, on the regular. Like I don't be able to stop. You know what I mean, and support just because I'm always on the go working. But you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I definitely recognize and understand and appreciate, you know what I mean, the work that she puts in, you know what I mean? Because I personally see it. So, like I'm one of them people who always honking the horn every time, you know, as much as
Thank
I want to be
you.
able to get out and support. Or,
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
you know,
You gotta
I understand.
tell your boss you'll be late, bruh. Stop over for 10 minutes.
No, but that's
I will.
I'm cool with them blowing the horn. Like I just appreciate, because my thing is, like, I know, like, everybody not gonna come out. I just appreciate just acknowledging, like, even with the horn blow, that's cool to me. I think that's so dope. So yeah. And I know, like, when people, the good thing about West Wednesday, if you miss one, it's gonna always be there. Like, it's going. I remember coming out the hospital with a face mask on, just left the ER, coming out there. So they know I'm gonna be out there regardless. So it's all good.
Wow. So
We just need more. We need more sisters like her. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I can appreciate the beauty of everything that she's doing because I see what's going on in this city and what we dealing with. I totally have a 100% genuine appreciation for everything we're doing.
man, that's like 6 years.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I just did the math on my calculator.
2,232 days.
Yes, I'm like
Yeah.
that. Oh my God! You know how many people have gotten married and divorced in that time?
Right.
I'm just saying, like, just like that's a lot, like that's a lot of life that has been, like to be that dedicated. I guess that's my point. Is you just don't find that in today's world. You just don't. How does your family still feel about it? Are they still as supportive as when you started?
Oh yeah, they always support. They always worry about me, tell me to be careful. They definitely always in support because they know it's for our loved one. You know what I mean, and not just for him. And they extend their love for the communities and cities and states that are affected by it. They know how real it is, and they just thank me because half of them that was out there, and that's why I really sad and broken my heart. One of my uncles that was on the front line with me going hard, he just lost his battle to cancer in October. You get what I'm saying? And it just breaks my heart. Like, and when he stopped being out there, it wasn't that he didn't want to come, but physically his body, couldn't be out there. But he would always stop past while me and him eating, because I love to eat and cook, and we'd be eating the Sunday dinner or something like that, and he'd be, how everything going on? He'd be like, send me the video, and he was cool. So that was up for me. So, yeah.
And my condolences, Queen. Wow.
Yeah.
That's tough right there. But do you have kids?
Yes, my brother has beautiful kids, and he a grandfather, and I'm so proud of them. And I know he looking down, smiling because they still holding it down for him. And I'm waiting, and the saddest part, I'm waiting for his youngest son to be released because he went through a mental crisis because he wasn't able to go and get counseling immediately like I did. And he was at the age of 17 years old when he got locked up, and he's still sitting there as long as his father been dead for nothing. Never been to jail before, none of that. It's hurting because they know who his father is, and more important, they know who his aunt is. I had to turn up on them out, the different little jail facilities that he was at when they was doing police brutality to him. I had to have people on the ground call in and tell them, lay not a hand on him. And it's on the problem. Do I need to bring the signs and the media out there? And they slowed it down. So hopefully he be ready to come home in a couple more months. But he's been gone since. He ain't have time to mourn, grieve, or anything. But I'm super proud of his kids because they strong. They strong. They holding it down, doing what their father want them to do. So, yeah.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. And it's just, like I was, when I was thinking, it's just, since we talked and you like, okay, yeah, you'll come on the show. And it's like certain questions I didn't feel comfortable asking. Because I ain't want to be the person to add to your pain or I don't.
You can.
You kind of didn't told it, you've been so honest that, it's like, but it's some humbling shit to hear what you're going through.
Right, yeah.
Because
my whole thing in this is I just don't want nobody to ever feel this type of pain. Like, it's just that, like, I don't want nobody. If I can just live my life and let, like, nobody else feel this type of pain and never goes away, I would be all for it. You know what I mean? But it's unfortunately that
I ain't never go back. I jump on the show.
What you say, Ron?
Yeah.
Nah. I thought I was muted. My fault, bro.
Well, we ain't got but about 15 minutes left anyway, Queen. Is there anybody that you wanted to salute, shout out, let the people know how they can get in touch with you again, too?
All right, well, I just want to shout out, like, everybody, like Lottie Dottie and everybody that comes to West Wannsee, that even if they don't come, they support the West Coalition. I want to give a shout-out to Runners for Justice. I want to give a shout-out to the ACLU. I want to give a shout-out to Jews for Justice. And I also want to give a shout-out to Not Without Black Women. And I want to give a major shout-out to Ceasefire, who's been holding it down and doing what they do. I'm just telling any coalition, shut them down, Shorty, all on Boom, 300 Gangsters, just Lottie Dottie and everybody. My brother JC, Circle of Voices. I just want to give a shout-out to all the people that are doing their things in the ground, my beautiful queens that's holding it down in every which way. Just a shout-out to everybody and just tell y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Don't ease up. And a shout out to both of y'all. Thank y'all for having this venue and letting people like myself and other families that are suffering and pain have the voice to speak on here. So I just want to give y'all a big shout out as well.
Well, thank you. That was dope. Appreciate that, Queen. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
You deserve it. And what was you about? You was about to say something, Rome? You good?
Nah, I was saying that's beautiful, man. You know what I mean? Like I said,
that is beautiful. And who is Lottie Dottie?
That's anybody. That's like the people that don't get no type of praises or no type of recognition. That's Lottie Dottie. That's Lottie and Dottie.
Oh, that's a Baltimore
like you don't
thing.
You don't hardly hear about them. So Lottie Dottie and everybody.
Oh,
okay. That's why I put them up there for you.
Well, there you go, yeah. It's no Baltimore slant on the airways today, yeah.
I'm just saying, man. Like in Baltimore, man, it's like everything y'all say is like a rap. Like y'all got like everything. It's like the whole conversation is 16 bars. It's like, bro, I can't compete with that shit. Like I can't. No, man. I don't think it's fast anymore.
Oh my goodness! And thank you. I needed that laugh. I definitely needed that laugh. Thank y'all.
Oh, you're welcome, Queen. And thank you. Definitely it's just an honor and a privilege to just build with you for a little bit. And if there's anything we could ever do for you, just let us know.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. Just keep doing what y'all doing. Go hard or go home. That's all I gotta say.
No doubt.
And I give a special shout out to Big Wolf because he always hold it down. for the 300 Gangsters and everything. I remember when the 300 Gangsters was born, when he gave birth to the 300 Gangsters. I was sitting right there looking at him, proud of my brother. So just shout out to everybody.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Ron. Who you got, Ron?
Man, you already know, man. Shout out Keys Development. Shout out 300 Gangsters, of course, fans. Shout out, I mean, yo, look, I'm just proud to be from Baltimore right now. You know what I mean? So, you know, like some of our best guests just come from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm proud of this show. Like this is a dope show, dope interview, dope build, man. And I always want to give a shout out to my city, man. And follow me on IG at Striving for Perfection _43. I'll let us tomorrow. Got the water cooler popping, and catch y'all tomorrow, man. Be safe, stay black.
Man, no doubt. Yeah, we do have a water cooler tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube and on the Facebook and on Twitch and Twitter, somewhere else I can't remember. But we'll definitely be here. And we actually gonna have a guest tomorrow too. I'm not sure if y'all heard of Queen Yanashida. She on the new show Cop Watch. Gonna have her manager come through tomorrow, so that should be dope too. Shout out to you for checking us out. Don't forget, man, it's pretty much we everywhere. Just Google this shit, you'll find us. And definitely thank the Queen Tawanda for coming on and sharing with us. Salute to you, you know. And on that note,
Thank you.
I think we out.
Shit.
All right. Peace. Great show.
Well,
shout out, King. Talk to y'all later.
Same to you, Queen. Peace. You shout
all right, peace.
Shit. Man, you gonna be yelling, bro. Like, damn, you scared me and shit. You threw me back. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I said you.
Yo, peace, man.
All right, bro. I'll let you.